Hello, I am Kaliat Valsaraj, a wildlife photographer, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is about a recent trip I made to Mexico City, Mexico, our closest southern neighbor. Mexico is known for its beautiful landscape, culture, and avian diversity. The country is known for its various cultural sites, from its ancient traditions such as Mayan, Aztec, Teotihuacán and Mexica dating from before the Christian era. There is also a wide variety of wildlife and birds that are particular to Central America, a lot of which we share with the southern United States. Mexico City is the 5th largest city in the world in terms of population. The city center exists where the presidential residence and the largest church are built side by side. However, the important monument to the Independence Revolution exists a few kilometers from there. The monument to the revolution is an arch commemorating the Mexican Revolution. It is located in the Plaza de la República along the Paseo de la Reforma Street. It is an imposing structure and often the meeting point for many demonstrations. It is also one of the most often sought-after spots for visitors to take commemorative pictures in the city. Along the street, one also can see many art demonstrations and other monuments. Mexico City is second only to London in the number of museums that are available for tourists and natives. These are spread widely throughout the city precincts, and you would need to set aside time for each. One of the largest and well-known museums is the Anahuacalli Museum. This was designed and built by the famous painter and collector Diego Rivera, who was also the husband of the famous painter and designer Frida Kahlo. Mr. Rivera had acquired many ancient artifacts from various regions of Mexico, which were strategically displayed in this museum. It also has more modern sculptures from recent artists that are continuously displayed. The museum has 3 stories and would require a full day to visit everything. The Coyoacan neighborhood is a classy region where lots of artists lived and made Mexico famous for its arts scene. Narrow lanes and classic architectural estates lead to the classic city center that is busy with restaurants and shops nearby. The magnificent Jardin Center has so much activity, and the Coyotes Fountain is spectacular, as are the various street artists that exhibit their talents there. Just across is the famous Church of San Juan Bautista, dating back to 1522. The beautiful Frida Kahlo Museum and the so-called Blue House, where she was born and died, rounds off the tour of the neighborhood. The next place of visit is the Bosque de Chapultepec, which is where the famous Chapultepec Castle and the largest city park in Mexico exist. It is a 1,600-acre bucolic park. The castle itself is a museum of the modern Mexican era and the independence movement. There is also the commemoration of the boy heroes who died defending the castle during the 1847 Battle of Chapultepec. The forest and greenery around support many migratory birds and native species, along with several other wildlife only found in Mexico. The large Anthropology Museum is another attraction in this area. You can spend hours here visiting the various artifacts from pre-Columbia's heritage to the Mexico-Tenochtitlan era. The famous Aztec sunstone is inside this museum, a replica of the feather headdress of Moctezuma, the second that employs the feathers of the beautiful bird. The resplendent Quetzal is here. So is the famous jade mask of Pacal, the Palenque ruler. The last stop on our tour takes us to the famous Tenochtitlan pyramids and the Basilica of Guadalupe. First, the Basilica is the site of the most visited Catholic church apart from Rome. The central church and the gardens around it are just mesmerizingly beautiful. The church provides a great vista point to the entire city. Tenochtitlan pyramids are from the Aztec days, when the area was so well developed that it was the center of power and prestige. There are several pyramidal structures here, 2 of which, the large Sun Pyramid and the smaller Moon Pyramid, are the most famous. Temple Mayor was the main temple of the Mexican people in their capital Tenochtitlan, which is now known as Mexico City. Serpentine structures representing the gods are carved into the main arenas to denote the architectural styles of the post-classic period of Mesoamerica. The temple was destroyed mostly by the Spanish in 1521. but the rest has been restored as artifacts in the Architectural Museum. There is considerable distance between these structures and the palace ruins that exist, and touring this place involves a lot of walking and climbing. Nevertheless, this place is memorable to visit as it represents the wonderful life of the mighty Aztec Empire that once ruled this area. The 3-day trip was a wonderful opportunity to understand the past and current historical and cultural traditions of Mexico. I would certainly recommend this trip to anyone interested in the history of Central America. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my future feeds.